Well, first thing, this isn't about blaming women. This is about really understanding the human psychology. That's what it's about. See, silence is power because the human brain hates uncertainty. See, when someone you're emotionally invested in suddenly gets quiet on you, your brain reads that as danger. And not physical danger, emotional danger. See, when the brain senses emotional loss, it starts to go into the mode of chasing. So attention, remember this, attention is currency and silence creates scarcity. So when she was texting back fast, calling you, engaging heavy, you felt real secure in things. The moment that attention drops, now everything starts to feel a little bit rare. And people, people chase what feels rare. That's just the way it is. And that ain't manipulation. That is psychology. See, scarcity increases perceived value. So when she goes silent, she's not always hurt. Sometimes she's shifting the power dynamic. Yeah. So here's where the men seem to fold at. Let's talk about the anxiety loop. See, silence triggers overthinking. It triggers self-doubt. It also triggers fear of replacement, and it does what? Ego bruising. So now you want to start, double texting is what you do. Apologizing for no reason is what they have you doing. Explaining yourself. Seeking reassurance. And every time you reach out while she's quiet and you're doing those things, you reward that behavior. That's what it's telling her. See, you teach her, when I pull back, he chases me. And that's what you call conditioning. So let's discuss why it works so well. Because, see, look, most men operate from ego and validation. And silence threatens both of those. So when she talks to you, you feel like you're chosen. And when she goes silent, you feel replaceable. And that emotional drop right there creates urgency. And urgency creates pursuit. And pursuit creates her perceived value in your mind. So psychology isn't evil. It's just understanding emotional leverage. So let's talk about not every silent treatment is strategic though. See, sometimes she is overwhelmed. Sometimes she might just be pissed off and upset. Sometimes she could be done. But the problem is this right here. If silence instantly destabilizes you, you were emotionally dependent. And dependency kills attraction. Yeah. So we don't chase silence in the elevated order. We mirror energy. If communication drops, we don't panic. We don't interrogate. We don't even fucking beg. We observe though. And if she's testing your emotional stability, she'll realize quickly you're very grounded. And if she's losing interest, you will see it very clearly without humiliating yourself. And that's very, very important, to not humiliate yourself. Because look, silence only works on men who fear loss more than they value themselves. So when you stop reacting to silence, something happens. She starts wondering, why isn't he blowing my phone up? Why isn't he asking me what's wrong? Why isn't he chasing anymore? Now the anxiety shifts. And whoever feels more anxiety is the one with less power. Never forget that. Whoever feels more anxiety is the one with less power. See, look, let's talk about how to control your nervous system. See, this is where discipline kicks in. When silence hits, don't act immediately. When silence hits, don't act immediately. Don't respond emotionally. And do not assume the worst. Sit with that shit. And if you can't sit in silence without spiraling out of control, you don't have emotional control. And without emotional control, you're going to be very easy to be manipulated, even if it's intentionally done. So the goal isn't to out-silence her ass. The goal is indifference to control tactics. When you don't reward withdrawal with pursuit, two things happen. Only two things will happen. One, she respects your emotional stability. Or two, she disappears and save you a whole lot of time. Either way, you win. Because silent treatment mastery isn't about playing games. It's about not being controlled by games. See, the elevated order moves with emotional discipline. We don't chase energy that withdraws. We don't beg for clarity, and we don't panic under pressure. Because calm men don't get manipulated. They observe, they adjust, they stay centered, and that's the real fucking power.
I am the Minister of Motivation. Now like, share, and subscribe.